Alright YouTube, so we got some more leaked details, kind of an update to the, not confirmed, but let's be completely honest here, more or less confirmed demo for Final Fantasy VII Remake. What we have is kind of a window of release, like kind of an idea of when it might come out, and also a file size for both the demo and the full game. All the information comes from the GamStat Twitter account, which is of course the website that actually leaked the demo in the first place, and also leaked Resident Evil 3 Remake. So yesterday they tweeted out, if the file size of Final Fantasy VII Remake demo is 10.2 gigabytes, then we might have another source of leaks. Don't keep your hopes up yet. So obviously this by itself is like super vague. We're just like, what the hell are you talking about? Because we have not heard anything about a file size. We just got the demo leak like the day before that, right? But it's the replies where it actually got interesting. So Nazirus tweeted at him saying, what does this mean? The API gives this type of data to digital size, or is this from someone else? To which GamStat replies, something else. Much smaller than initially thought and much more exposed to public. Looks more like the temporary file storage, definitely not one of the main servers. So as we can see here with the image that he tweeted out, the third one from the top is of course FF7 Remake Trial. It is 10.2 gigabytes and is uploaded to the PlayStation Store on 12/16. So according to GamStat, they have another source for finding leak information for the PlayStation Store, where we can actually see like upload dates and file sizes. Now I don't know if they're the ones finding this, or if somebody else is providing them with a screenshot, because they never actually source where they got it from. Which I don't necessarily fault them for, because if you have a source for good info where you can get good leak information, why would you publicly expose that? Because then you couldn't get info from it anymore, and if you publicly expose it, then other people could use that source as well. And you would no longer be the only one we're getting the info from. But without him providing how and where he got the information from, you got to call into question the legitimacy of it. Because at the end of the day, it's just an image they tweeted out. It's an image that most of us could probably recreate. We have no idea if it's legit. But that being said, if and when the demo comes out, if it is a 10.2 gigabyte download, we know for the future that GamStat is a fantastic source for leak information. Well, they at least have a somewhat credible track record when it comes to leaking information, obviously when it comes to Resident Evil 3 Remake. Now, I'm not sure of their entire track record when it comes to leaking information. I have no idea if they've been wrong or right in the past before RE3 Remake, but as of right now, they seem credible. But if a demo does come out for FF7 Remake, that adds to their credibility because they leaked that information, but also if the file size is correct, 10.2 gigabytes, that for me just makes them an absolutely credible source for future leaks. GamStat then goes on to say, .pkg is basically an archive file with a game. It's hopefully can't be decrypted and useless without the passcode, but yeah, technically anyone can download FF7 Remake demo right now. So the wording is kind of strange. I think what he's trying to say is that hopefully it cannot be decrypted and hopefully it's useless without a passcode, because it is possible, as he says, to download it. Which I'll be completely honest, I'm not some tech whiz guy. I don't exactly know. How would you even be able to download it if it's not currently available like right now on the PS Store? Like you can't search FF7 Remake demo and find it. How could you possibly download it? I have no idea, but apparently it's possible. And hopefully people can't decrypt it, because then they could leak a ton of info, obviously. And GamStat then replies to a separate tweet and says, and the full game size is presumably around 73.7 gigabytes, although they have time to pass another revision. So obviously 70 gigabytes is a big download. That's good to hear. It's a good size game that's promising if it's legit. He just kind of tweets it, doesn't even provide a screenshot or an image this time, so I don't really know what he's basing that off of, or if he's just kind of making a guess or something. I don't exactly know, because again, he doesn't provide any sources. But the game being in the 70 gigabyte range actually lines up with the 2 Blu-ray discs of content that we know the game to be. And a Blu-ray disc only holds up to 50 gigabytes, so obviously you would need 2 Blu-ray discs to hold 70 gigabytes. Math. But as he kind of alluded to in the tweet, there could be another revision of the game, so the download size isn't concrete, because it could be bigger or smaller depending on the final version of the game. Nazirus then tweets at GamStat again and says, how long usually until a demo finally gets announced / appears on the PSN Store website once your website detected it? For example, the FF7 Remake upcoming demo your website shows, I'm guessing anytime now or early January at latest. To which GamStat replies, approximately 50% of games appear in the PSN Store within a month after the assets are uploaded. It must depend on many factors. We had RE3 Remake and Resistance images. There's no PSN page for Resistance yet. I'm looking at the presumable FF7R demo file right now. It was created 9 days ago. So according to GamStat, around the 50% range of games that appear on the PSN Store come out within a month, which, as we know, this was uploaded on the 16th of December. That goes all the way up to, of course, January 16th. So pretty much any time between now and January 16th is a good possible date for when the demo could come out, but of course, it could be in the other category. It could be the other 50% that don't come out within the first month. Which means the game may not come out at all in January, maybe in February, where it's a little closer to the release date. And one last thing that adds to the credibility of this entire demo situation is that Sony actually updated the website and removed the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo image, which then made the image no longer appear on the GamStat website. This is also apparently something Sony did with the Resident Evil 3 Remake leak. They removed it from the website, which then made it disappear from the GamStat website. For Sony to even address the image at all adds that level of credibility to the entire situation. They probably would have been better off just not even addressing it, because the image is already out there, the info is already out there. For them to take it down just has to more or less confirm that it's real. But anyways, my dudes, that's pretty much the video. Big shout out, of course, to Gamstat for providing the information, but an even bigger shout out to Nazirus for engaging him in conversation, because if not, we wouldn't have all this info. So there's a lot to unpack here. We have multiple different file sizes for the demo, for the main game, and a possible window of release for when the demo itself could come out. So as always, I just got to pass off to you guys. What are your thoughts? Do you think that 70 gigabytes sounds like a good size for this game? We're expecting it to be bigger or smaller? And actually, something I forgot to address within the video, the fact that the demo is possibly 10 gigabytes, the game itself is 70 gigabytes, does not mean that the demo is going to be 1/7 of the game. A lot of people seem to think that. You're going to have a multitude of things within the demo itself that are from the full game, like cutscenes, locations, assets, things like that, that you probably can't even experience within the demo itself without, of course, data mining it. By the way, of course, I'll pass off to you guys. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and want to stay updated with more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Turn on my notifications. Follow me on Twitter at TheDashingDavid. At my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me a smile, give me forever for a while, give me forever for